Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Taurus is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Taurus, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with the Prince of Swords. You're somebody who might be kind of on the fence about a decision. Yeah. This is a double air energy. I feel like you usually are very sure of yourself. You have a tremendous instinct. Okay. I feel right now there is a hesitation. This is a pause in our thinking. This is kind of like, you're going ahead at a particular speed, you're going forward, and then you suddenly stop and you say, wait a minute, I don't know if this is it. Let's hang on a second, stop the presses, let me think about this, okay? So I feel like you're somebody who is having a moment right now of like reflection, a moment of hesitation, and I think Spirit wants you to kind of pick a side of this issue and continue moving forward. So it's implying to me that maybe you're starting to second guess something or question something. Okay, let's put this card into a little bit of context and let's see what we've got. There's the Princess of Swords. A lot of air energy now. We got the Eight of Cups. Okay, all right. Death card, Star card, Four of Cups. Okay. Four of Cups is good. In this case, I think this is an important kind of progression from an 8 to a 4. Yeah. Over here we have the Ace of Wands. We have a Knight of Cups. You've got an 8 of Pentacles. And you have the glorious Sun card. This is wonderful, wonderful news. I think that it's important that you take this time to reflect. Okay, because I feel like you're stepping into a chapter where your daily life starts to feel more and more expansive and more rewarding. Because the Eight of Cups is implying that currently it does not. Okay. I think that there are new opportunities for love and connection that may be arriving right alongside some financial stability. We have an Eight of Pentacles here. Okay, I think that this, any kind of self-doubt, any kind of questioning that we might be experiencing here is going to be replaced by a steady sense of confidence. We have an Ace of Wands here, okay? And with the Sun card here at the end, I feel like this year becomes the foundation for long-term happiness and abundance for you. Give me a heck yes in the comments. Let me know that you're claiming this, okay? It's important that you take this time to reflect and to ask yourself the question, to have a dialogue with yourself. I was reading something and talking to my wife. She does Ula tea leaf readings. You should go sub her channel, by the way. We were having a conversation that we read something that says like only 20% of people in the world actually have a dialogue with themselves. Because she and I, we talk to ourselves all day long, right? And well, that's what I do for a living, technically. But to imagine that only 20% of people have an internal dialogue. And I thought that can't be true. I don't know if it's true or not, but the idea here is that you have one and you're being told to use it. These two cards are basically you having a conversation with yourself, okay? Trying to ask yourself these questions about your life, about the path you're on, about your fulfillment, your happiness, what you want, where you're going, all that good jazz. Okay, let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the Factor Infinite and unknown, and we're going to set this down right over here with big red ant right on top. We're not going to look at that card, Taurus, until the very end. It will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, put your prediction in the comments down beneath the video. All right, now let's look around the room. 3 majors: fire, water, 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 double air, and a little bit of earth as kind of, I think, an icing on the cake, right? So these 2 swords cards, as we talked about, it is us being on the fence, being undecisive, undecided about something. The Princess of Swords is a card of trying to investigate, card of questioning, trying to learn, kind of saying, I don't know if this is the right path for me. So this, to me, we're having a dialogue. Maybe you're having a dialogue with, it could be an Aquarius person in your life. We have 2 Aquarius cards here. I should point out the Prince of Swords and the Star card are both Aquarius power cards. You might want to watch the Aquarius reading if I were you. The dialogue that you're having is a very important part of your life right now. And I feel like maybe you've been kind of going on autopilot, kind of going with the flow of the river for a while now. And it's very important that you take the time to stop and ask the questions. Do a little self-check-in. How am I doing? You know, is this everything I thought it was? You know, what's going right in my life? What's not going right in my life? What kind of things need to change? Okay, maybe you're kind of questioning the path that you've been on, which I think you've been on for a while. We got the Death card in the background. And the Death card back here is showing the slow, steady progress that you've been making in some aspect of your life. The Death card is change that's happening slowly over the course of time. And what it's telling me, with our 8 of Cups that we have underneath, right? The 8 of Cups is a card of dissatisfaction. It's the card of, in a way, feeling that the good vibes are leaving the room. Okay? Starting to not feel so fulfilled with something. These 2 cards together tell me that your life over the last, maybe let's say over the last year, we're kind of talking with that Sun card, we're doing kind of a 1 solar year. Over the past year, your life seems like it maybe slowly, almost imperceptibly, got kind of worse. You know, maybe in your emotional life, maybe your financial life, maybe physical health, maybe in terms of your mood or your well-being. Okay? Because the Death card is kind of like, you know, it's the change that happens over the long term that you can't really perceive on the day-to-day. It's like you go to the gym, you lift a bunch of weights, you go home, you say, no change, right? But over 6 months and a year, you'll see a big transformation if you stick with it. So this is something that I think that's been happening under the surface. You haven't really noticed it until now. I don't know what the catalyst is now, but I feel like you're stopping. You're saying, wait a minute. I don't really like the way things have been progressing. Okay. So it's kind of that, you know, something has slowly been developing under the surface here. And this feels like, it feels like a little bit of hopelessness even. It feels like some pessimism. It feels like some dissatisfaction in some area of your life. Okay? That's been slowly growing underneath the surface, underneath your conscious awareness, until the day it crosses the threshold and you become aware of it. Okay? And it's kind of like you a lot of the time in life, whether it's mentally, physically, or whatever, emotionally, things are happening in us that we're not conscious of. Something is always kind of developing and growing inside of us, right? I know it sounds weird. It sounds like an alien movie. Until the day we recognize it. And that day we recognize it, hopefully, as you are now, you're saying, whoa, 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 wait a minute. Stop. Let me think about this. Because this is something that maybe you were saying, life's fine, everything's great. till that moment it's not. And you realize that your current dissatisfaction, your current, whatever this kind of is, a discord, that queasiness, it's finally reached the level of conscious awareness. And you realize that it's been building up over the course of time, whether it's at home, at work, at school, your personal life, your private life, your professional life, your work life, whatever. Okay? This is the moment where you become aware of this, and then you can start doing something about it. And so I feel that there is you're stepping into a new chapter where your life is this is going to fix, this is going to heal, this is going to be repaired. The cups are going to be glued back together, and you're going to begin to feel good about things again. And I feel like that means some changes are in order. Okay? You're stepping into a chapter of life where your daily life begins to feel more expansive and more rewarding. That's our Four of Cups. Okay? It's the recognition that some things aren't okay and that you need to make them okay. You need to do what you need to do to maybe nourish your body, nourish your heart, your mind, your soul. Okay? And this then becomes the healing process. This becomes you, perhaps, if we look at the Eight of Cups as walking away from something that is not good for us, okay? We're stepping into a period of healing, a period of restoration. Sometimes the Four of Cups is a storm shelter, a safe harbor where you can heal. Walking away from something that is a little bit toxic, okay, into a safe place where you can recover from that. All at the prompting of your spiritual insight. Okay, this is the star of hope above you. And this, I think, is your divine guidance. I think you're somebody that has a lot of faith in spirit. You're a very spiritual person, right? And I think that you acknowledge that maybe Spirit's been trying to sort of tell you something for a long time, and we haven't really listened. But now we're listening. And it's kind of like we don't always listen until something is like right there upon us in our face. Like you might be, in a way, a skeptic. You know? I know I said you're a very spiritual person, and I believe that you are. But I believe that there's part of you that has been not really wanting to see the truth for a while. But now you're done with all that. Now you're having that conversation. I feel like this is a Gnostic dialogue. I feel like you really are having a conversation with Spirit about this, with your own self, your authentic self, your soul, your spirit guides, your guardian angels. Okay. This is the card of your soul or yourself or your spirit or God, goddess, deity, whatever higher kind of force you believe in, whatever divine energy is out there, sending light to you. And as that light enters you, if you allow it, shows you where your blockages are, shows you where your weak spots, your sore spots, your knots of karma are. Because once we can start looking at that and acknowledging those blockages, that light can start to shine out from us. And not only does it radiate our light into the world like a sun, but it also shows us our path forward, shows us our yellow brick road to our best life. Okay. This is the card that's trying to empower you to take control of your life and create with your life what you want it to be. The first step is to acknowledge where the discomfort is, okay, or the uneasiness, or this, I don't want to call it toxic, but this, the pessimism or the dissatisfaction, to recognize where this is. Make the decision to withdraw from this, or to face this, not even to really withdraw from this, that's probably the wrong term. To face this, acknowledge what it is, and do what you need to do in order to heal. Because the next chapter for you, this is the past year of your life leading up to the present moment. Okay? And then from the present moment forward, you're taking the initiative. You're taking control of your life. Okay? And this year becomes the foundation for the long-term happiness and abundance. So we're going to talk about the Ace of Wands. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. The Ace of Wands is your conscious recognition. It's your power to choose the object of your focus. Okay? You're focusing on healing. You're focusing on abundance. You're kind of like you're living intentionally. You're not just letting the steady force of change, right? The nature of nature. This is the fundamental force of the universe. You're not just letting things develop as they want to without your input. You're like kind of nudging the river. You're realizing that you have a say in what direction your life takes. So you're taking a very conscious and very active involvement in your life trajectory. Yeah. I want you to say yes in the comments. I want you to hit the like button if this is resonating with you. This is telling me that you're ready to begin a new year. Like this is the moment where you get to be reborn. And it doesn't mean it has to be your birthday or any special occasion. Any day, any moment could be, this is the moment that things are going to change. I'm doing something different. Because this is the moment we wake up and we realize, hey, I don't like the way this feels. I'm going to do something different. Right now, this moment, a moment of rebirth. You know, kind of a phoenix energy and a little bit. Not exactly, but kind of. You're choosing to live your life intentionally. Okay? And you're stepping forward into a Knight of Cups. Now this is, I think a new opportunity. Like I said, for love, connection, and I think some financial stability too. This is the card of sort of living according to your heart, listening to your heart and taking action in a way that is geared toward passion and fulfillment and abundance. Okay, this is a card, it's all about giving and receiving love and affection, this card. Okay, so you're doing more things. This is also the card of beginnings, the card of how you begin something. You have the motivation to begin something. You're beginning something now that feels right. Okay, it resonates with your authentic self. Something for which you have passion and something that you feel is worth your emotional investment. Okay, and that's what this card is. It's an emotional investment. Okay, that you are, and I think this is people, this is places, this is things, new opportunities, jobs, maybe you're relocating your life, something like this, but you're following the path with heart. You're investing your emotional energy in something consciously and intentionally. Okay, so it really is a whole process that's taking place here. Something has slowly snuck up on you that you realize you don't like. Okay? And as soon as you're able to recover from that, you're able to see clearly what things you do want in your life. And you're able to pursue those new relationships, those new love connections, or whatever they are, those new passions. Okay? And the Ace of Wands becomes your steady confidence. Yeah. The Eight of Pentacles now, instead of the Eight of Cups, because see, this was something that gradually grew into something kind of sickening, something that did not feel good, right? Something not healthy, let's say. This is something growing in a way that feels this is something that grows in the darkness, right? This is something that grows in the light. And the Eight of Pentacles is slow and steady growth as well. But it's something that you're tending and cultivating consciously, whether it's a relationship or a financial stability. You're consciously cultivating this. This is something that grows when you pay attention to it. This is something that grows because you did not pay attention to it. It grew in a very disordered way, very deformed kind of way, because it was happening under the surface in the darkness. You weren't aware of it. But the new things that you're beginning, see, this is very different paths, right? So this is kind of like, this is maybe the last year. This is the transition from last year to now this coming year. This is going to be the best year of your life. And things will never be the same. I want you to claim this reading right now. Tell me yes, that you're ready for this. Okay? You are intentionally cultivating those things in life that you want more of. And life is going to reward you. I think there's a lot of fruit here for you. It's a harvest. You're going to be reaping a lot of rewards, I think, in terms of love, in terms of financial influx as well. The Sun card is the crowning achievement, right? It is the full happiness, joy, awareness. It is the pinnacle of joy and happiness. Okay? To me, it feels like it's kind of projecting the next year for you. A year of long-term kind of happiness and abundance. That this is the year that you really set yourself up, that you're planting all the seeds of the garden, and the garden is going to start growing and is going to provide you with a harvest every year. You know? So this is the year where you set all these things up that are going to pay you in love and harvest and abundance and prosperity and joy and happiness for years to come. So the relationships that you're forming now, the passions that you are exploring, the interests, the hobbies that you're starting, or the people you're meeting, or whatever, they're going to be something that stick around. Okay, this is the year where you begin a lot of things, and those things are going to stick around for a long time. Does that make sense? Let's look at the mystery card. I want, obviously, the Empress, right? The long-term growth and stability and the organic sort of life there. It might also be like a 9 or a 10 of Pentacles, a 9 or a 10 of Cups. It might be the Wheel of Fortune. If you have a prediction, put it in the comment section below the video. Let's see what we have. The Hierophant. I was going to say Hierophant because I always predict the superpower card, right? But I didn't in this case, so I think that's special. Every time I say, oh, it's going to be your power card, never usually is. So the one time I don't say it, it is. And so this is telling me that, yeah, this year is all Taurus. And it doesn't have to be any kind of special occasion. The special occasion is that you're waking up and you're realizing, hey, I don't like the way this life feels. And you're doing something about it because you have the power, because you get to decide. You're the architect of your life. You get to decide what it looks like and what you want it to look like. You want to build a hallway that goes nowhere? Fine. You want to build a bathroom that's upside down? Fine. You're the architect. You're the designer. You get to determine what you hold sacred in your life. And it's about time that you start building that intentionally. Okay? And doing so with that confidence, and make this year the best year of your life, because things will never be the same after this moment. This is awesome. It's very good. We're going to do an extended reading too. If you want to stick around, we'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There's a link in the corner here. There's a link right below the video. Okay? New readings for Taurus, usually on Wednesdays and Sundays. This was a bonus reading. I can see why you needed it. I think this was a good one. Be sure to watch both of your other readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you are watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we are all in this together.